Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a boy named Max. Max was 8 years old. He was a very curious and brave boy. He loved to explore and discover new things. Max lived with his mother and father in a cozy house at the edge of the village. Behind their house was a big forest, and Max loved to play there. One bright and sunny morning, Max woke up early. He looked outside and saw the blue sky and the green trees. "Today is a perfect day for an adventure," Max said to himself. Max quickly got out of bed and ran downstairs to eat his breakfast. His mother was in the kitchen, making pancakes. "Good morning, Max," she said. "Are you ready for the day?" Max smiled. "Yes, I am. I want to explore the forest today." His mother laughed. "You always want to go on adventures, Max. But remember, you must be careful. The forest can be big and a little scary sometimes." Max nodded. "Don't worry, Mom. I will be careful." After breakfast, Max put on his shoes and grabbed his backpack. He packed some water, snacks, and a flashlight, just in case. He waved goodbye to his mom and ran out the door. The forest was behind his house, just a short walk away. As Max walked toward the trees, he felt excited. He loved the sound of the leaves rustling in the wind and the smell of the fresh air. He also knew that he might find something interesting in the forest, like new animals or hidden treasures. When Max entered the forest, he stopped for a moment to listen. There were birds singing in the trees, and he could hear the sound of a stream flowing nearby. Max decided to follow the sound of the water. He walked along the path and soon came to a small stream. The water was clear, and Max could see fish swimming. He smiled and bent down to take a closer look. Just then, Max heard a noise behind him. He turned around quickly and saw his best friend, Lily, running toward him. Lily was Max's age, and they did everything together. She was very smart and loved to read books about nature. "Max! Wait for me!" Lily called as she ran to catch up with him. Max smiled. "Lily! I'm glad you're here. I was just looking at the fish in the stream." Lily bent down next to him. "Wow, they're beautiful. I love the way they move so quickly." Max nodded. "Me too. Do you want to keep exploring with me?" Lily's eyes sparkled. "Of course. Let's see what we can find." Max and Lily decided to follow the stream deeper into the forest. They walked and talked about many things. Max told Lily about a book he had read about hidden caves in the forest, and Lily told him about the animals that lived there. After a while, they came to a big tree. It was much bigger than the other trees around it. The tree had thick branches, and its leaves were bright green. There was a small door at the base of the tree. Max and Lily looked at each other, surprised. "Do you think we should open it?" Lily asked. Max nodded. "Let's see what's inside." They gently opened the door and looked inside. It was dark, but they could see something glowing. Max pulled out his flashlight from his backpack and shined it inside. To their surprise, there was a small room inside the tree, with a soft bed made of leaves and flowers. There were also some shiny stones on the floor. Max and Lily couldn't believe what they saw. "What is this?" Lily asked, her voice full of wonder. "I don't know," Max said. "But it looks like someone or something lives here." Suddenly, they heard a voice. "Who is there?" Max and Lily jumped back in surprise. They looked around and saw a small creature standing in the doorway of the tree. It was not a person, but it looked like a tiny forest fairy. The creature was very small, with wings that sparkled like the stars in the night sky. It had bright green eyes and a friendly smile. "Hello," the fairy said. "I am Flora, the guardian of this part of the forest. What brings you here?" Max and Lily stared in awe. "We didn't mean to disturb you," Max said, still surprised. "We were just exploring." Flora smiled. "No need to worry. You are welcome here. But be careful. The forest is full of secrets, and some of them can be dangerous." Lily asked, "What kind of secrets?" Flora's face became serious. "There are dark places in the forest, places where the magic is strong and wild. Sometimes, the magic can be good, and sometimes it can be bad. It's important to know where you are going." Max and Lily nodded, listening carefully. "We will be careful," Max promised. Flora smiled again. "I can help you. If you ever need guidance in the forest, just come back to this tree, and I will be here." Max and Lily thanked Flora and decided to continue their adventure. They said goodbye to the fairy and left the small tree house. As they walked away, they felt like they had just discovered something very special. The sun was starting to set, and the forest looked even more beautiful with the golden light. Max and Lily knew they had to head home, but they promised each other they would return to the magical tree again. As they walked back, they talked about what they had learned. Max thought about Flora's warning about the dark magic in the forest. He realized that even though the forest was full of beautiful things, it also had some dangers. When Max and Lily arrived at the edge of the forest, they could see their homes in the distance. They said goodbye to each other and promised to meet again the next day for another adventure. Max ran back to his house and went inside. His mom was waiting for him in the kitchen. "Did you have a good day, Max?" she asked. Max smiled. "Yes, Mom. I had an amazing adventure in the forest. I found a magical tree, and I met a fairy named Flora." His mom raised her eyebrows. "A fairy? That sounds very interesting." Max nodded. "I know it sounds crazy, but I promise it's true. Maybe one day you'll see it too." His mom laughed and gave him a hug. "Maybe, Max. But for now, it's time to rest. Tomorrow is another day, and you will have more adventures." Max went to bed that night with a big smile on his face. He dreamed about the magical tree and the friendly fairy, Flora. He couldn't wait to return to the forest and discover more secrets. The next day, he knew he would go back with Lily and explore even more. And so, Max and his friends continued to explore the forest, learning new things and having wonderful adventures. They discovered many magical places, met new creatures, and learned the importance of being brave, careful, and kind. Max realized that the forest, with all its secrets and wonders, was a place full of possibilities, and he couldn't wait to see what the next adventure would bring.